In this video, I'm going to show you some features that Groove has. And this is my free account, and I just have like a templated little page here that I created just to kind of show some things. But if I click on this, and I gotta move this out of the way. If I click on this thing here, you can see you have these little icons up here that do certain things. So what this one does is it allows you to drag that item wherever you want it. You can drag it around, and then you can see now I have it up here. So I want to drag this heading back down underneath the other heading. It's not always easy. There it goes. And so that gives you that capability. But also something important to look for is here, this little area down here, you're going to see where you're at in the block. So if I were to click on the container, then it has both, my container has both the heading and the subheading. If I go out to the layout one element, then it's the whole thing, and it contains that container that has the heading and subheading. And then this container is just sort of another container, a lot of containers. And then this one is the actual block. So whenever you're doing formatting, you want to format as much as you can from the outside in. So if you want to put space around this block, you would go over here as you're on the block thing, and then you can add, some spacing on both sides, like a margin or something, and make some space there for your heading. But if you wanted to put some space between the heading 1 and the heading 2, then you would go down to this text level, because you can see the container level has both of them. So you would go to the text level, and then you could do the spacing if you want to add a little margin between your heading and your subheading. So be sure you're really paying attention to where you are here when you're doing things in here. The other stuff here is when you click on this, it allows you to basically do this spacing, but do it with a drag and drop kind of thing. So you can see it doesn't really change it here, but if I were to stop it and click here, and then click back in, let's see if I can get out of that and then get back into it. I think it should have some spacing set up. Oh, well, it doesn't, but let's see, what about size? Oh yeah, what it's doing is it's fixing the height there. You can see you can fix the height that way instead of adding spacing. So that's what that is doing. And then this one is just going to copy and create a copy for you. And then you can drag your copy to another section if you wanted to. And you can just undo with this little undo button. And then this is for the trash. And then when you go to the block level, this is one of the cool parts. So let's say you have this entire block that you wanted to create. Let's see, this whole block here, maybe we want to save it as a template. What you can do here is go to this level, make sure you're on the block level, and then just change the name of this block to, my fave block. And I mean, you want to really get specific with what you're naming it, because you can use this block everywhere once you save it. So what you want to do is name it, and then save that naming, and then you can go over here to the star, and that star allows you to create a new block, and you can just create it in one of these, like a wireframe, or you can create a brand new category like My Blocks. And that way you can start adding your own blocks to the block builder thingy. And I'll show you once I save. So I'm going to save. And then I'm going to go over here to blocks. And I should have a little My Blocks thing in here. Sometimes you have to log in and log back out to get to them. But basically, it'll put it in here as a block for you to save. Okay, so I actually saved that block, and now if I go over here to wireframe, that's where my new My Blocks is sitting. So there it is, and now there's my little my block that I saved, and so I can just grab it and add it anywhere I want to, and it's already pre-done for me. Now it was where like you couldn't, if you made changes to this block that you just inserted here, it wouldn't make changes to the like across the board. But I think that they're changing that so that you can have it be global and it will change. So just be aware of that. I'm not 100% sure on whether it's going to do that or not. So just be well aware and make sure that if you're making changes to a block that you don't want changes everywhere else, then maybe you save it with a different name and then create another different block for it. All right, hope that helps.